Welcome to the final challenge. We are ready to take on the final challenge of building a digital mood ring. As a reminder and a reference, here is a list of the programming concepts that we have worked with in the skill building challenges. Similarly, here is a list of the TI-84 Plus CE concepts and skills that have been part of the challenges. One question that you might have is about the use of the chenille wire, also known as a pipe cleaner, depending on your generation. The wire fits through the small holes on the sides of the temperature sensor. From that insight, there are many creative ways to fashion a ring to insert a finger for measurement. As a final preparation step, let's look at a very simple example program. This program only has 3 moods. Typically, students create rings with 5 or more moods. Take a look at the program and look at the structure. You may want to pause the video. Here is one way to describe the structure of the program. At the beginning, there is a setup section that prepares for the main action that occurs in the while loop. In the setup, connections are made to associate temperature sensor number 1 with input port 1. In case you were wondering, the built-in red, green, blue LED is automatically connected when the hub is powered up. We also set an initial value for the variable K that will be used in our while loop check to exit the mood ring when the user presses the clear key. There is also a command to display a message to the user notifying them that pressing the clear key is the way to stop the mood ring. The while loop is where the main action of the mood ring occurs. As we said, the check is to see if the user has pressed the clear key. The initial value for the variable K that we set guarantees that the while loop check will be true the first time at least. Within the while loop, there are subsections that help make the program more understandable. In the first section, inputs are collected. First, the variable K is updated with the getKey function. getKey returns a 2-digit code with the row and column of the last key pressed by the user. If the user presses the clear key, getKey will return the value 45, which will make the while loop check false and cause the program to move past the while loop. Then, temperature sensor number 1 is read and the value is stored to variable T for later analysis. After the inputs are collected, the loop moves to a section with commands for outputs. The first output is a command to display the temperature value. Then, the fun of determining the mood begins with a series of if-then statements defining mutually exclusive temperature levels and the moods that go along with each level. It can get complicated to program the various threshold values, comparison operators, and Boolean operators for the temperature levels, especially when you have more than 3 levels. One approach is to create a table defining the levels before writing the code. Here is a simple example table that shows the definitions of the temperature levels. For each level, there is a mood message and a color. There is a lot of room for creativity by the students in customizing their outputs. You may want to try creating a table defining the levels and moods in more detail. Here is an example. Also, as an example, you may want to think about additional outputs for each mood. For example, a sound frequency using the set sound command. Just before the end of the loop is a wait command to control the frequency of the loop cycles. Keep in mind that the commands in the loop will be executed very rapidly, almost in an instant. The final part of the program that will run when the user presses the clear key and goes past the while loop is a section that cleans things up. In this case, we will set the red, green, blue LED to off. Sometimes in a cleanup, you will reset or delete variables. You are now ready to move on to do the digital mood ring final challenge. Enjoy.